Hey, Paul Armstrong from eNthusaProve. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a different location today, down on the end of our property here, and sitting on a bridge because I like the symbolism of it. This bridge used to sit on pretty solid ground, as you can see right now. It's still a bridge, but there's a lot of washout. But right now we're approaching a period where we're going to bridge out of our quarantine period and into what some folks are calling normal. Don't go down that route. Life is actually never normal. Every management book talks about it. You know, you got to be able to lead change. It's about being able to change, being adaptable. And of course, it's going to be true now. We're not going to hit the reset button and go back to where it was any more than this creek is going to look like it did, 10 years ago when it was little, before we started having all these monster storms that washed this stuff out. It's where we're heading. And we as leaders have this job to navigate this change, okay? That some things are sort of thrust upon us, world events, but our response is always controlled by us, okay? And that's the change we're talking about, is the change in our response ability. And that's where enabling joy is so powerful, because remember, joy is strength. Joy is the opposite of fear. And what are people worried about right now? They're worried about what's it going to look like. And they're dying for it, as they say, to go back to normal. It's not going to be normal. It's going to be the post-pandemic era. It will be different. But we get to choose our response to that difference. And if we choose to enable joy, we're going to remember that we're going to need to connect to each other in different ways and in better ways. Isolation's paying its price, okay? We need to connect probably to an adaptation or a refinement or maybe a completely different purpose. And you see folks doing that. Just read the story of a really sharp local caterer. She'd only been in business for a short while. This hit, she says, go under. No, she redefined her purpose as a meal deliverer. So now she makes meals and delivers them. So you're going to be connecting the people to each other and to your redefined post-pandemic purpose. Then you're going to find a way to create value to that purpose. Jobs are going to be a little different. Maybe we'll be doing more work remotely. Maybe we'll be doing it behind masks. Okay? Maybe we'll be doing it with whoever. It doesn't matter. As leaders, we're going to define how our team can create value to that purpose. And then, as always, we're going to be able to contribute that purpose, and that's going to provide the meaning. And that's going to reinforce the strength. And in reinforcing the strength, reinforce the joy. The more we reinforce the joy, the more we keep its opposite, fear, off the radar. So delighted to share some time with you here as we bridge into the post-pandemic era. Remember, it's not a bridge back to normalcy. It's a bridge to that era. We get to define ourselves. We get to respond to what that situation is. Not react, respond to it. Enable joy. So powerful. And it's especially powerful in these times of change. You take care, and we won't let the conversation stop here. Bye-bye.